Sidney Smith, welcome back to Rock and Roll Gallery Shot Talk.
Hey there. New Year's Eve, 1973, December 31st. The Allman Brothers are playing at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. They're the biggest band in the land. The concert is being broadcast all over the country to the whole nation. Well, the Grateful Dead showed up that night, and they didn't have a gig, apparently. So their gig was to dose the Allman Brothers. Unbeknownst to the Allman Brothers.
Explain to a few people what dose means.
Well, the Grateful Dead's drug of choice was LSD, not the Allman Brothers' drug of choice. Therefore, especially when you're not prepared to be under the influence of LSD, it catches you by surprise. And the Dead managed to get backstage and dose the Allman Brothers with LSD, unbeknownst to the Allman Brothers. By the time the Allman Brothers hit the stage, Dickie Betts would later tell me that the neck of his guitar started growing longer and longer and longer, and you could see in my photos the confused look on his face, while Jerry Garcia is standing right next to him in a tie-dyed shirt with a big grin, laughing his head off. Meanwhile, Butch Trucks, the drummer, he would tell me later that his drumsticks turned to rubber in his hands, and he looks around and he sees Kreutzmann, the drummer for the Dead, and he says, Kreutzmann gets up on stage and replaces Butch Trucks. They weren't real happy about that whole episode because, as I said, this concert was being broadcast to the nation, and they were the biggest band in the land.
Well, you had a very dapper-looking Greg Allman, I guess, pre-dose in the bathroom. Will you explain that?
Well, that's just a pre-show photo. Greg is on, prepping himself in the mirror before the concert backstage, and like I say, I followed that man around with a camera. I mean, to Greg Allman, I was like his Ron Gala for Jacqueline Kennedy. I was there all the time, to the point where he even told me a couple of times, "Sidney, you're a pest," but he meant that in a very fun way.